Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, today is Monday, and it's it's time to change our mindset around the things that we do. So many times we stick to the fact that it's Monday, and or like we say we didn't get something done, so we our day is just thrown off. And for me, Mondays is a time to set that intention for the day. So Sunday you could set your intention, right? A lot of people like to plan their day, what they're going to do on Monday to plan their day out. And absolutely, that is amazing. On your Monday, like my biggest thing is planning if you know you're too busy to do something, it means you need to plan ahead. Or that word, everybody's too busy, right? I can't eat right. I can't get the things right. It takes too much time. But if you literally planned your entire day around showing up for you, because that's really what it is. We plan our day to not struggle or not rush. And sometimes we gotta sacrifice getting up just a little bit earlier, just a little bit, just try for 30 minutes before like. So I joined the 5 a.m. club. 5 a.m. is real early when you don't go to bed on time. And on time means like my on time is 10 o'clock. But sometimes I got things that I didn't accomplish in the daytime that I'm like, oh, you know what? If I finish it now while the kids are asleep, it'll be so amazing. Sometimes that don't work out right. Or not that it don't work out right. It's like, okay, maybe I should go to sleep. But see, here's how my head works. And I learned after doing a lot of different things, like looking at how my energy and, my number when I was my birthday, all these things that play a part in our life that we don't know about until we investigate, right? Until somebody comes in our life or somebody shares that, the day you were born, it's your number. It's all these things that play a part in your life and how you live. So my life, I've always been go, 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 do the thing and finish it. And sometimes, staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning and then getting up at 5 doesn't really do my body good because I'm not resting, but I got the things done. So when you get up at, let's say, I don't know, people 6 o'clock, right? I know sometimes people like, I don't get up at 6, I get up at 7. Look, I get 30 minutes. I'm just going to cut that 30 minutes in and live in that place, right? So you get up just 30 minutes earlier. Try 10. If you can't do a full 30, try 10. Get up 10 minutes earlier and allow yourself the time you need to, the time you need to adjust in the morning. So if you know you're not a morning person, because that's what everybody, that's that claim to fame, the claim to fame that I am not a morning person. You could be anything you want to be. You can choose, right? Like you decide. People are so caught up in I'm not a morning person. Everybody can be a morning person. It's just you choose to say I'm not a morning person. I don't drink coffee, so I got to get up on my natural high. But going to bed on time for me is what, 10 o'clock. Last night I didn't get sleep till 10. After 10 till midnight, but I still got up at 5 because things still have to be done. The day will slip away from you the more you lay down and contemplate getting up. And then you turn around and you're rushing out the door because of what? You chose to lay in that bed for an extra 5 minutes. Was that extra 5 minutes worth your anxiety going up and your mental like not stable because you done ran out the damn house or trying to go someplace? Sometimes we got to choose really what we want to do. And at this point, it's just becoming aware of you and what you're capable of, how you're capable of showing up. Because I can tell you that, I'll get up at 5 and I got kids, right? Like I got kids. My son, sometimes he feels me moving around. So he's like, hold on, girl, what you doing? What you planning on? What moves you in there making that I need to know? Because he sometimes get up like, mommy, like, woo, go to, like, you still got to go to school, sir. Like, they ain't changing for you. But when we approach the day differently, it don't matter what day of the week it is. It could be a Friday. It could be Monday. It could be a Wednesday. Every day that we our lives amazing, but every day can be what you need it to be. It's just we make a choice. I had several conversations this weekend about, people choosing. We choose, and I know I'm the one too. Like, I'm gonna talk about me, nobody else. Because when I talk about other people, I put their business on the street. I'm gonna put my own business on the street, because when we decide, we set our mind, and you continue to hear, like, I'm gonna say, people don't change a habit, right? Until there's something that's affecting it. And let's just talk about our health, right? We don't change that one thing. Like, a lot of people have high blood pressure, but you would rather tell me, I'll just take a pill because I can't do without that food. How much damn sense that makes? Does it sound different when it comes from me? Because when somebody tells me that, they're like, oh, let me just go ahead and eat this. But should you really be eating that? Oh, it's okay. Or I love this, right? Like, I know I need to do better, but it's just hard. Anything is hard once you give it that identify, you identify it as it being hard, because everything we do, we choose to make it harder. We choose to make it more difficult. We choose, like, everything we do in life is a choice. We make a choice, and then when you turn around and say, how you doing? Oh, I was doing good till this thing happened, right? And so you didn't choose that. You didn't create that. We create chaos, and we expect. Let's talk about some expectations real quick. Just real quick, right? We expect things to flow the way we see it in our head. How you see it in your head don't damn matter to nobody else. They don't care how you see something in your head. And on a Monday, it's like, don't go to work with an attitude from the weekend. There are people, or even attitude from Friday. Like, why are we holding on to them attitudes and them things? Why are we holding on to the things from the past? Because yesterday was the past. And some people will say, I just don't feel like dealing with it. You sure right, don't deal with it, but do not respond in a negative place because of something that happened Friday, something that happened last week. Own it. Like, own what happened and own the part that you played and why you're still holding on to crap. Because Mondays are a day for you to change your perspective of the day, change how you approach the day, change what you do so you can get a different result. Everything don't have to be difficult. It doesn't. But people make it so difficult. I had a chance to be around some amazing people this weekend. And, speaking, the ones that spoke on stage, the ones that taught the classes, it was so amazing. That the thing, but the thing is, we already know what somebody teaches us, right? All these things people are preaching to us and teaching us, we already know it. We just choose to dabble in it and show up half-assed. So we dabbling every time, like, oh, you should do this. Oh yeah, I did that, but I don't do it anymore. It was just too much work. But then when somebody else tell you again, they be like, oh, this is what I'm doing. Oh my God, that's what I've been doing for years, but it wasn't working. And y'all, I need to post that picture of that man, that diamond, that the guy that is looking for that diamond, and he quits right before he finds the diamond. And that's a lot of what a lot of us do, right? We quit before we even get to that next level. Because what? Why are we quitting? What is at the end of your rainbow, right? Is it sometimes, I'm gonna just talk about me. Sometimes we want instant gratification. Like instant, like I did it. Oh, that should happen right away. This should happen right now because I did it. I put in the work. How come I don't have this? How come I ain't lose these 10 pounds? I did. I ate all the things you said to do. I drank my water. Did it come on in a day? Did all that weight come on in a day? Did where you are change in one day? Did it show up? And that's with our mindset, right? Like, did the bad things happen all in one day? Or did something happen? And let's talk about mindset first. Something happened, then something else happened. And you still ain't changed your mindset around it, but something else happened. And you see that revolving, like, I literally just pictured a slinky, right? You know how it coils around? Like, that's what we are. We are revolving circles, and we are creature of habits. So if something don't work for us the way we think it should, we are up in a, like, just disgusted. Okay, me, I'm disgusted. Disgusted of what went down. And sometimes, like, I know me, I have to take a breath. But don't get me twisted. I'm gonna express how I feel about this situation. But after it's done, I gotta move the hell on, and I gotta fix the problem. So Mondays are not a day to struggle, stress, and complain. Mondays are a day to make big money moves. Set them intentions of what you want. So right now we're in retrograde. Retrograde started on the 9th, and it's gonna go. It's going. It's gonna go. And when you actually pay attention to what's going on in the world, right? So let me tell y'all something. I'm so over people who have their own damn opinions and don't let other people live their life. Like, if I want to do whatever I want to do, you don't get to tell me I can't do it. You don't. Nobody gets to tell you you don't get to do something. And that's the problem. Everybody's so quick to put their damn opinion on somebody else. And the minute you say something back to them, you're the defensive one. You're the angry one. You don't get to tell me what I'm going to do or not do. You don't get to. So everything that we do is about how you show up for you. And let me caveat, I don't know who watched my live last week when I was at the convention and I was in the hotel by myself. You know, them kids came and I was ready to send them home. I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm that mother anymore that wants to spend every minute with my kids. I want y'all to go. Y'all got to go because this ain't going to work for me. But here's the deal. I literally, like, on the drive back, I was going to go pick somebody up to ride back with me. And Brianna wanted to go. And here's the deal. I took a breath because she's like, we were driving 2 separate cars, and the car I was in, I was going to pick her up. And she's like, Mommy, I want to come with you. And then when she said she wanted to come, RJ was like, he wanted to come. And I was like, you know what? No, I don't want you to come. And she's like, but I want to come. Here come the crocodile tears. And here I go. Like, me, I'm always the crocodile tears. We're going to shut it down. Okay, let's just go. Let's stop crying. Let's just go. So I was like, no. I said, here's the thing. I don't want to, hey, Matt, I don't want to stress myself out because I don't know where I'm going. And I don't know how far, because the hotel the other girl was at was 10 minutes away. I don't know where I'm going and what I'm going to get into. If I'm going to find the place, like, amazingly, I think. And she's like, but I want to go with you. And I took a breath and I said no. I said no. And I'm all about my kids. Like, I'm all about it, but I am learning. I'm being that mother, right? Like, you know, I was like, oh my God, I have that mommy anxiety, all those things, but I'm learning. And this comes apart with everything I'm saying. You know, Monday, we shift our mindset. Today, it's like, when we decide to do something, we don't have to let anybody else make us feel like we have to. Like, we don't have to. Like, they was with their daddy. You gonna be safe. If you ain't safe, I'm gonna kill him. That's a whole nother ball game. But I chose, and I was like, no, and I stuck to what I want. But that's the thing. Like, I took a breath, and I didn't let the fact that I didn't take her with me change how I showed up for me. And that's what we do every day. We come into this world, and we have expectations on everything and everybody, work, life, home life, all these things. And we show up differently for everybody, and we lose us. We lose ourselves because we're so busy trying to be somebody for everybody else. And then when somebody asks you what you want, you don't even know anymore because you can't even grasp your life where you subtract you from all this, it's like you're lost in translation, right? And then to top it off, we pour from empty cups because we don't take care of us. We don't take care of ourselves. And then we are snappy. We can't do things. We can't sleep. We can't this, we can't that. And then splitting your energy into multiple things, you become worn out. You start gaining weight. You start letting things slip. You start forgetting more things. So when you start to pay attention and be intentional about what you're doing, like I'm saying, Mondays, you wake up, Mondays don't have to be about stress. It doesn't. Mondays, yeah, so it's the start of the work week, but what do you want from that week? How do you want to show up? Stop allowing your time, who you are, the things that you want to do, be masked because life is always going to be happening. Life is always happening. That's one thing you can bet on. Life is always happening. Things are always going to pop up, but it's how we show up. It's how we do the things that we want to do for us. And it's like every time we do something and we let somebody else deter what we want to do. So set an intention. You got a list of things that you want to do. You write them down. And then something happens. Question to y'all. Does your day keep going and you still hit them tasks, or do you stop and go left? Right? Are you stressed out? You mad because one thing didn't work? One thing. Ask yourself, how many times have you set to do something? You got a list, like a laundry list of things you got to do. But because one thing didn't work out the way you thought it should, and mind you, listen, you thought the way you think it should. How many of you stopped? Okay, go ahead, drop me a 1 in the comments if you stopped. Right? Like, life don't stop because something didn't work the way you thought it should. Life keeps going. Life is always going to keep going. But you cannot stop you from going forward just because that thing didn't work out. Move on to the next. Like, reevaluate. Reevaluate everything. Write it down a different way. Stop stopping. And then when you move on to the next thing, everything will flow, because sometimes you have to step away to get that clarity. Because clarity sometimes comes in that walking away. Clarity comes in that taking a breath, pausing, and then look, something just came to me. When people be like, oh, take action. Like, for a long time, I don't know what the hell you mean. I'm gonna say okay, but that's the major issue with majority of us. Hard of focus. Listen, that's a whole thing right there. It's hard to focusing through the difficulties. So here's the biggest thing. Yes, everything will not be roses and whatever the saying is. I don't know. I was trying to be cute and say some cute saying, but I don't know what saying I'm saying. But here's the deal. Starting today, take the opportunity to look at the situation differently, because everything is in perspective, right? We have this expectation of the world, of life, of everybody, right? And me, I lived my whole life, y'all, my whole life, like literally up until like maybe a year ago, in an expectation of people. And when I tell you my expectations, they through the roof, because I got high, real high standard. Like, I can't even reach the standards. It's up to the sky. God got my standards up there because y'all can't even reach them. But when I realized that I walked around with an attitude, I'm too pretty to have a damn attitude. Like, let's be real. I'm gonna be real. Y'all, you can say what you want, but I'm gonna say that I'm too damn pretty to be having a damn attitude over something somebody else did that didn't affect me. Right? That didn't change who I was, didn't make me a different person. People will always say what they want to say, but how did I show up? I showed up with the attitude, and I ain't talking to you. Don't even say nothing to me. I'm mad. My face is turned up. I'm standing around here with resting bitch face so I can show you don't talk to me. But here's the thing. It didn't benefit me. And walking around with the resting bitch face, it ain't cute. People always want to say, I'm gonna say me myself because I'm not gonna talk about anybody else. When people be like, that's who she is. That's who she always is. That shit is a fucking lie. Excuse my language, y'all. That is a lie. Stop allowing people to keep you in a place of depression, anxiety, feeling like you're not worthy because you chose to hang on to something that didn't benefit you. People will always come for you. They're gonna always come for you because you show up and me. I don't care where I'm going. I'm gonna be dressed to the T. I will not walk out my house with my hair looking crazy just because I'm running late. Or I'm gonna wake up early to make sure that I can get time to get dressed and I'm not rushing around because these kids don't want to move and shake with me. I'm a mover and shaker. I'm a show up. Reality wise, right now, I was gonna go run, but every time I decide to go run, I come here. I don't want to look sweaty on the camera, trying to look all red and glistening. No, so I'm gonna do everything's going to shift. I shift because that's another issue, having expectations when we were told to pray for the best but prepare for the worst. That right there, which is reality, actually means to expect the worst because we are preparing. Listen, we need to lose the heritage patterns, right? What we were taught. Remember what your mother, father, whoever is raised you, brought you up, taught you the things you think, they weren't taught differently. But when the world we live in right now, y'all choosing to show up half-assed because there's so much information, there's so much more things that we know now that are coming to light, but y'all choosing to stay in the same place and play this, I didn't know, I don't know, oh, I don't want to change because I like how I am. But you ain't getting nothing better staying in that place. You don't get nothing different acting like mama did. Mama didn't do nothing. Mama wasn't doing it. Mama didn't know better. Half of y'all ain't going to damn school because mama didn't go to school because you don't make mama feel bad. Listen, that ain't your purpose in life is not to follow what mama did. Your purpose in life is not to continue to make that same damn pattern come. Here, listen. I am so over people saying they gonna live their best life and their kids don't know no damn better. And I'm not telling you to make savings. I'm not telling you that. But you making babies so you could go out still in these streets and run these streets and live your best life. Like, hold on. Did those kids have to be here? And I tell you, I'm kind of different because everything I do is my kids. But I'm learning. I'm being better. That oh man, a lot is definitely not ready. A lot of you see, here's the deal. I'm learning because I'm not a kind of mask my conversation kind of girl, and I'm learning that if y'all don't, you'd be so surprised how many people drop off my lives because they don't want to hear the stuff I gotta say. And you know what? I'm gonna go live and I'm still gonna do the things that I do and say the things I say because people, once you hear it, you can no longer tell me you don't know. So if I tell you something and you be like, oh, I didn't know that, but then you still operate out that same stupid place, you're choosing, you make a choice. So let me tell y'all, Brianna got sick 3 weeks ago. I don't know if I said this before. Brianna got sick 3 weeks ago. And she went out with her daddy and ate all these sweets. Come back and when you eat a lot of sweets, they come back up. So from that day, she's now afraid. She has now created a thought in her head that if I eat, because her daddy came home also and told her that she had food poisoning. That's another caveat, right? We're going to move past that. So if I eat, I'm going to throw up. The fear of throwing up. So the first day, I let her be great. I let her do what she do. The second day, I let her, do whatever. The third day, I'm like, listen, girl, now here we are 3 weeks in. She is still holding on to that sickness. And at this point, you don't get to do that, right? So she tells me, Mommy, I feel sick. My response to her now, I'm going to tell the world, I don't care. I don't care that you feel sick. And she's like, well, and of course my husband looked at me like, what you mean? I don't care because we 3 weeks deep and you don't want to change. You don't want to do nothing different. You still showing up in that place. You're still holding on. Having a great suburban life, being loyal to all your family, living out your best life together actually makes some meaningful memories. It does. Like it isn't cool. People like I gotta build my dreams. Hey Jess, I gotta build my dreams, and then I'm gonna pull my kids alongside, right? Like, no, I am going to create with them. So 3 weeks down the road, we hear Brianna's not eating. And this morning, her first thing out of her mouth is, I don't feel good. Get dressed, talk to me when you're done. I pull out my belt friend because my belt friend is cool. He my friend to the end. Everybody listen when my friend come out. Nobody wants the belt to come out, but I pull them out because this is what we live in. We just talking about mindset changing, heritage patterns. Everybody's still holding on to things. And as an 8-year-old, my daughter has now created that thought. And I continue to tell her, you don't get to tell me. And I listen, y'all can come from you won't. You don't get to tell me that you're still sick. You don't feel good if you don't want to use the answer that I told you the first billion times you asked me before. Right. And that's what all these adults, all these people, right? They want to make changes. They want to change this, change that. They want to lose weight. They want to get this. They want to get that. But when somebody says, you know what? You need to read this book. I ain't got time to read. I don't got time to do this. Oh, you want to lose weight? Drink more water. Eat more this, eat more that. That food is expensive. I'm going to just go get me a McDonald's cheeseburger and call it a day. And I'm going to be good. You're not, though. You're not. Like, you don't get to continue to do the same thing and want a different result. And then when you don't get that result, you mad. You big mad. Like, people are big mad because they can't lose weight. And the first thing out their mind is out their mouth because they ain't changed their thoughts. Nothing ever works out for me. Or my favorite is, I've always been like this. So this is just how I am. It's not, though. It's not. It's not how you are. It's what. Right. Hey, that big words, what you choose. I need to have like a prompt. Where my whiteboard at so I can put it up talking about you choose. You choose how you show up. You choose. Like, everything is a choice. And the minute you decide, listen to that word. The minute you decide to show up differently, then you will get a different result. So Mondays are not about struggling, stressing.
No, look at how I showed up.
Hey, listen, Jess was supposed to be up on here 28 minutes ago, but she came and she seen me still on here.
I took the chance. I was like, oh my God, it's after 6. Let me hop on.
We are both on. She's on a different time zone than me. She in California, but it's getting up to accomplish the things that you want. What are you willing to do today to change how you show up for you? Because that old mentality, what mama, daddy, sister, brother, all the people that came before you used to do, it don't no longer work to tell people. Generational heritage curses is extremely important to our society. We got lucky. Oh, yep. Yes. So here's the deal. People don't want to talk about heritage patterns. They want to own it like it's a badge of honor, right? Like they want to say, oh, you know, my mom and daddy did this. Like if your parents, like when your parents are lawyers and all them things, they like, oh, my mom and daddy's a lawyer. And it's great, right? But then people are like, well, my mommy did that. You know, my mom, she was a stripper. All of things. They down talk it, right? But hey, Cardi B on the stage talking about she was a stripper. That's how she got what she got. She did what she hustled, right? But sometimes doing what you need to do, and that means I ain't telling you go strip on a pole. I'm telling you to change your mindset. The things the old ways that mama, daddy, sister, brother taught you that don't benefit you now in your life now, your current reality. Because we live in a current reality where we have expectations on people. We have ideas that people should show up differently. We have ideas that I said it this way, I see it this way, you should see it this way too. That's not reality. It isn't. We live in a world where people, we all different. And if we don't own our differences, then we'll never be able to live in a world where we're together. And it's a shout out to California. He said he can't wait to get home. So people, and that was another thing, like people, they dictate where they move or they live off of the opportunities, right? Opportunities are everywhere you go. It's what you're willing and how you're willing to show up for you that truly matters. Because the only person you're disappointing when you don't do the things that you need to do is you. And you can ask yourself, how long are you going to disappoint you before you start showing up better for you? I say today is the day. Today is the day that you show up differently. Today is the day that you choose, because today's the 12th. Knowing, backing up, we in retrograde, right? Till October. So here we are, September. Retrograde started at 9th. And retrograde is not a bad thing. This is the time to change how you show up. This is the time to make whatever shifts you need to shift, because the world has opened up for you to make those shifts. It is not bad. It is not horrible. You ain't going to die tomorrow. But it's you shifting.
But be aware that you're in it.
And ready to make those moves. So those plans that you've been planning, start backing up, taking action towards them, right? Taking action could mean you want to take a trip, but you don't know how you're going to pay for it. We can chat about that if you want. But looking up prices, looking up the things, that's the taking action. Looking at where you would like to stay, what that place looks like, how this is that, right? Like, what do you want to do? How much do I need to have to get where I need to go? And then setting that intention that this is how my trip is going to go out, right? We create our lives, whether you create stress, whether you create anxiety, whether you create depression, you sit in a place by choice. And somebody gonna come for me, I know. I'm okay with that. But we all choose where we want to sit, where we live, all the things that we choose, the choices we make. Sometimes we don't have to. I'm willing to actually have the faith that there is opportunities everywhere. Some are just extremely stagnant, comfortable. Hey, that comfortability, y'all, that comfortability, hey, we still cute in comfortability. You know, we don't have to sweat in comfortability, but when we have to actually jump out and do what we need to do, that's where your money is. That's where your greatness lies, in that uncomfortable, in that zone that nobody don't want to talk about, because that zone is amazing. That's amazing. But I'm going to shut it down now. I'll be back. And I appreciate all who joined me today. Have an amazing day.